Hi, my name's Pharaoh, and today I'm going to look at the Pillar of Titan, which is the new expedition reward for the Titan expedition. Now, first things first, I've claimed it already, and I have upgraded it to S-Class. But the thing you'll notice is it's not been called the Pillar of Titan. There's currently a bug, and I am in the experimental mode where this has supposedly been fixed, but it's clearly still problems with this. If I look in my list of multi-tools, it's named another staff Pillar of Titan, and I suspect whatever was in that virtual slot would have been called Pillar of Titan because it's just got it somehow out of sync. So that's a bug that they need to fix. But here we are with let's call it the Pillar of Titan just for... So here we are with the Pillar of Titan. Now I have upgraded it to S-Class already, and I put the extra supercharged slot in. So that's the position it is, at least for me in all of my saves. I suspect it'll be the same for everybody. For the Atlas equivalent that we got earlier in a previous expedition, there was a way of getting different layouts by going to different systems and going to the anomaly in different systems and claiming it. But that no longer works for that staff either. So they seem to have changed that. Whether this is now a different bug or not, I don't know. But either way, you can't get a different layout. It may be that you get a different layout to me, but you will always get the same layout. And I suspect it will always be this layout. Let me know in the comments if you get a different layout. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put some Neutron Cannon modules in, because that's one of the favourite weapons that many people like. And we'll see how effective it is. First things first, let's talk about the stats. Now, when I claimed this staff at A-Class, it was basically a mediocre rifle level of stats. It had a damage bonus of just under 12, mining of nothing, and scan of just over 12. Now, that's really not great at all. And I'm surprised that it was not in this normal staff category. But when I upgraded it to S-Class, it suddenly jumped up to what I would say would be a middling staff level of stat, which is damage 33.83, mining 13.49, and scan 44.26. So that's a pretty good set of stats, unless you really look for the perfect S-Class staff. This is a medium staff, and to be honest, it's probably going to be as good as you really need. I have to say, the making of this video has been a very buggy experience. I've just landed on the planet next to a point of interest that I would probably have great difficulty getting into. So I'm going to quickly move some Neutron Cannon modules across to this staff, and we'll see how it fares. Now, this would be the recommended configuration for a Neutron Cannon. I know that that's one of the favourite weapons because it gives such high damage potential numbers. It isn't necessarily the best weapon. That really depends on the player and their style of fighting. And it also depends on how that particular weapon's damage potential is calculated. And that's something I'm going to go into in a later video because that's quite a complicated thing. Now, these are X-Class modules. The X-Class modules have had a bit of a buff recently, so they were worse than the S-Class. I haven't min-maxed these, so I'm not even sure if they're great modules, but these are just the modules I had to hand while I was experimenting. And so I would say 134,903.1 is a pretty good set of stats for a medium staff. Now, where's that gone? This should just one-shot it, or at least knock it down to next to one-shot. Yeah, very close to one-shotting that. I was going to try and look at some of the damage numbers as I shoot them. Did you see that one? 5-6 something, 322. It uses multipliers, so it's going to be multiples of 322 probably. You see numbers in the thousands, but that's kind of a good hit will be a multiplier.
Warning. Sentinel combat unit deployed.
If we were shooting something else, like a tree, you get very different numbers. So they're not a good way of testing a multi-tool, really. So 2144 there. 2144 there. And that was the 3 something or other. That was a very high number in one of them there. As you can see, it's a very effective multi-tool. If you don't really want to go through the hassle of claiming staff or finding a decent S-Class staff, I would say this is pretty good. It's not as good as some staffs I've got, but it's as effective as any other staff at shooting. But it's as effective as any other staff at getting rid of sentinels. I also like to shoot a door, but this is going to be tricky, so let's see what happens if we get up close and try to shoot this door. It's too close, I think. Okay, there's some numbers there. But yeah, it does seem to do the trick. I would say it's a pretty nice multi-tool once you upgrade it to S-Class. It's got a very nice slot layout that can give some very high damage potential numbers. You're probably not going to see damage potential numbers like that for any other upgraded multi-tool if it doesn't have decent slot layout. So yes, it's a pretty good staff. Would definitely recommend it for someone that doesn't really want to search for the best staff in the game. I've been Pharaoh. Travel well, and goodbye for now.